seen Salah
Yeah, it
in
was off
maybe
today.
since I've been watching
one
it.
thing we didn't mention too, PSG were not clinical at all today. If they were anywhere close to being clinical, and I'm not sure Liverpool would have considered at least 3 goals today.
You cannot accuse them of not being clinical because Anderson had the best game I've ever seen him as a goalkeeper. I used to say, hey, this guy, like.
Watch Transit TV right now.
I'm Tochukwu Michael. Keep watching Transit TV.
Yes, the first round of 16 has started. We have a lot of interesting results. I want to talk about a few games that we watched this yesterday and today. Yesterday, Liverpool, the Madrid derby, Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid. That game is not decided as far as I'm concerned because we know, like you mentioned earlier, the Humphrey, Simone can always pull one out of the bag, and Alvarez. I know you have your Mbappe rematch. I know you have your Vinicius. He showed the kind of quality that he has and what he can deliver. And we have seen Madrid this season rattled by different things. You know, they barely qualify for this knockout stage. So anything can still happen in that game. On the other hand, Aston Villa, very tight game for them. Another interesting game yesterday. But some have, the last 10 minutes of that game, a few mistakes. It opened up for them 3-1. And so I don't know, those games yesterday, I don't know what you guys think. Which of those teams has moved to have Madrid 2-1 against Atletico Madrid? Club Brugge lost at home 3-1 to Villa. And Dortmund played out a 1-1 draw at home to Lille. Any of these teams, I don't know, which ones do you think it still looks tight minus Arsenal? Aston Villa, I think, what I saw with Brugge against Man City at the group stage, they're not they are difficult team to play, but at Villa Park, I don't think they can overturn that 3-1. So I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, for me, you're right. From what I saw, Villa Club Brugge will find it very tough being able to eliminate Villa, having gone 3-1 down. Perhaps if he had been 2-1, I would say they have a glimmer of hope. But you can see Unai. Unai loves the European season, European leagues. He brings out the best in him and in himself and how to set up his team. And he has getting Marcus Rashford and Marcus Asensio is a bit of a masterstroke because they're going to be very useful for him in Europe. You know, perhaps not as much in the EPL, but those guys have already started delivering. So if you look at Aston Villa, they have options, especially in the forward lines now. That will help them a lot. I don't think anybody should rule them out because Unai Emery is very experienced in handling European games, sets his team up, and on any given day, anything can happen in football. So yes, Villa, I think, are almost certain or moving on. For the rest, it will be a toss-up. Dortmund drawing against Lille at home was a surprise, and French teams sometimes can spring up those kind of surprises. Dortmund, I'm worried for Dortmund because they're a bit like Arsenal. They are sensitive, they are fragile on that European stage until they go past that hurdle and actually win it. Until you win it, it's not easy to win in Europe. That's why you see most of these guys that have won it, they continue to win it over and over because that experience is you cannot buy that experience. So I'm worried for Dortmund. There's a chance that they could be eliminated. Which other team again was?
Then you have Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid. They played yesterday. Before we go to today's games, then Arsenal. Arsenal for me are into the next stage. PSG 7-1.
Atletico, my Arsenal fanhood makes me want Atletico to win, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I think they have an equal chance with Real, based on experience and based on history between those two clubs.
Yeah, I agree with you. Staying on yesterday's game, like I said, Madrid derby 2-1. Madrid win on that one. Club Brugge lost 3-1 at home to Villa. Arsenal, finished PSG 7-1 away from home, and Dortmund drew 1-1 with Lille in Germany. I don't know any of these teams. I don't know what you think. Like I said, Club Brugge, I don't know what you feel. You think they still have a chance? Dortmund and Lille, what's your take?
Yeah, Club Brugge was, I guess, like the first part of PSV where they had that chance to score, they didn't, and then we turned it. They had so many opportunities to score, didn't take advantage of it. So I feel like they're going back to Aston Villa's home with that kind of nothing to lose type of attitude. They already play an open type of game anyway, right? So they're just going to go out there, nothing to lose, and give it their all, right? So Aston Villa, a lot of experienced players, and like Ubu mentioned, Unai, very experienced playing in Europe and winning, championships and stuff. So should be able to manage that game, but that's one I wouldn't totally write off, right? Because if Club Brugge show up and bang in one or two early ones, it can get very interesting very quickly. So that one I will still be watching that one. If we get there and Aston Villa bangs in one early, then it's going to be tough to get back. Real, that's kind of a Real Atletico. That's almost like a final before a final type of thing. We know Simeone, right? Never say die kind of guy. So, and very good at game planning. So we'll see how that one, it's going to be a little cagey because he's still so close, right? So he's not just going to go out there and go gung-ho and risk losing, being in the hole even more. So it's going to be a little cagey, but very interesting matchup. Very interesting match. But that one is still, again, anything can happen, right? If Atletico can do it for the rest of the Champions League
Exactly.
and get Real Madrid
out. Masters of that one. Just to round up with today's games, it was a very interesting game today for Liverpool. I've never seen Liverpool look this jaded, lacked a lot of energy from my perspective, and really sat back. It was a difficult game for Gravenberch today. PSG took the game to Liverpool from the beginning of that game almost to the end. Liverpool, of course, they're not going to be dangerous in the counter. And from the least person you expected. I don't know, what did you make of this game today, Ubu, from the tactical and approach perspective? Do you think it was PSG just giving Liverpool too much to handle, or Liverpool couldn't just, or was it a game plan by Onslaught? Because I've seen him do that against City. He did it against Newcastle as well. He kind of has now gone full-blown, don't lose, and find something. We'll have Salah somehow. I call it all balls to Salah approach. I don't know if that's what happened today.
I think there's a bit of disrespect towards PSG. PSG are a top side, right? Go and check their history in even in Champions League.
Yeah, but this is a new assembly from Enrique. Liverpool are equally a top side. If Arsenal go to France to play PSG and play a low block, you're not going to be happy. I expect it to be a kind of a 50-50 kind of game. But
Liverpool did not play a low block, did they? I mean, they came to play.
They couldn't go out from their half. They couldn't.
Yeah, because PSG were dominant. Again, that's why I'm saying that PSG are a side you should give credit because they are a top side. It's just, okay, if Liverpool goes to play Real Madrid tomorrow and Real Madrid dominates the game, you're not going to say these guys packed the boss. You're not giving PSG the credit that they deserve. They are at that level with Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, because they have, look at the players they have. Yes, they've scaled down a bit on the Galacticos and all that, but their squad is full of top-class internationals. Check it from their goalkeeper to the last man there. All of them are top-class international players. Mario Ruiz in midfield. They have Dembele, who is a precocious talent. Forget all his stuff. You know what he can do. Dembele is right there. The young man that also starts for France now, Bacola is there. Even Ramos from Portugal is just a sub. I mean, they have top class players, and that showed again today. I thought Hakimi. I thought Arsenal were quite lucky. They caught them on a bad day and dominated them in the Emirates.
Back to what you were saying.
Here we go.
No, this one is different. This one is different because these guys are,
Here we go.
After that game, I even said it. After that game, that I was like, thank God, we caught these guys on a bad day.
Okay, before I ask Humphrey, so if they give you that PSG squad and say take them for Arsenal and give Arsenal their squad, will you swap?
I love my team and I love my players. Not that.
The move that Arsenal, this thing I'm not saying. If
I'll swap a few.
Team now,
I'll swap a few. Not wholesale. I'll swap.
So that's what I'm saying. So they're not that good to dominate Liverpool the way they did today. PSG had, I think, 92% pass completion. Liverpool were struggling with 70%. They couldn't get out of their half at 78th minute. And Arsenal was making defensive substitution while PSG were making attacking substitution. That tells you where they were. He was okay to take a draw back to Anfield. That's how bad it was for Liverpool today. Salah was not in that game. He couldn't even complete passes. That's how difficult it was. PSG made it for them. So I understand what you're saying. They deserve their credit, but Liverpool were awful, and I think it's a mentality thing. They have now gone into that mode of don't lose kind of mentality. And I don't know if you're going to be
I think Onslaught too was kind of playing that two-leg type of thing, understanding that this is a two-leg competition. He wanted to stay in it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, he did play low block, but the difference was when they did get the ball, they didn't want to just put their foot on the ball and hold it and kill time, right? They were going on the counter. You could even hear the commentators say, hey, like, what are they doing? They should try to hold. No. When they get the ball, which is what I love about Liverpool, quick passes, forward passes, right? They want to get forward and they want to try to score. So, yeah, they did play a low ball, but they were not just playing defense, right? Their plan was win the ball, quick counter, try to get goals. Unfortunately, this is probably the worst I've seen Salah since I've been watching it.
One thing would mention too, PSG we are not clinical at all today. If they were anywhere close to being clinical, I'm not sure Liverpool would have consider at least 3 goals today.
You cannot accuse them of not being clinical because Anderson had the best game I've ever seen him as a goalkeeper. I used to say, hey, this guy, I've never seen him this good. He was that good today. He made a lot of out of this world saves, so he really kept Liverpool in it, and it was at the end it was a smash and grab.
For me, it was my man of the match. Yeah, no, Gumano, you need to go. So we just ran it up here. Like I said, the results: Feyenoord lost at home to Inter Milan. In fact, all the away game teams we are winning today. Bayern Munich made a light walk over Leverkusen 3-0. That one, I'm sure, is also done. Benfica lost at home to Barcelona, and PSG, of course, we just discussed, lost at home to Liverpool. Again, this today, it looks like just a couple of games are done. If you want to say that, another 2 games still look very dodgy. Barcelona, I don't think they will say they are qualified because it was a very difficult game for them today, and they just got that goal just in a flash, and that was it. All they could do all through the game. I don't know what you guys think in rounding up so that we can close this one and move on.
Yeah, Barca, they played 10 against 11 after Kobasi got a red card pretty early in the game. So I think Benfica were quite naive. Again, that experience comes into play. I think Barcelona still will be able to negotiate, especially after having scored away 10 men. So the confidence is there for them to take the time.
Okay, yeah. Bayern Munich obviously are going to qualify 3-0 ahead of and Leverkusen have not really been good this season. Inter Milan also got 2 goals away from home against Feyenoord. So it looks like they are true. Humphrey, do you have anything to say about today?
Yeah, no, this is that stage of the tournament where pedigree comes in, right? These are teams that have been there several times before, done that, they know how to negotiate it. So if any of those smaller teams somehow pull it off, it'll just be the shock of the tournament, right? But at this point, this is that stage where it's all about pedigree, right? Who has been there, who has the experience, who has that personality to pull it off. And so you can almost kind of tell who's going to be in the next round. You never write anybody off entirely, right? This is still football. Anything can happen on any given day.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, it's pedigree. And once you have players who can seize the moment, I call it moment players who, they might not be there all game, but that moment, once they smell it, they take it. And that's all you need to go past this stage, like you rightly mentioned there. So we'll see how it goes. A few teams out of the 8 matches, maybe 2 or 3 are pretty more decided. The remaining 5 are still hanging in the balance. We'll find out next week, and we'll go from there. Thank you guys for stopping by today. Hopefully, like I said, I'm going to be giving you a heads up on our schedule, and when you have time, stop by. It's in fact, we can go on and on today and keep talking football. And it will not, I know you guys have a lot to unload, but we have to, end it here and try and